When your overseas service provider goes offline permanently, panic is the only logical reaction. Welcome back to Things They Happen. I am your host. On February 28, 2026, the world changed when US and Israeli strikes eliminated Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. While most of the civilized world, including major Muslim nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, stayed silent or quietly approved, one voice in Nigeria stood out in mourning. Sheikh Ahmad Gumi didn't just express sadness, he praised Khamenei as a lucky soul and a martyr. This is the same Khamenei who funded proxy wars, Hezbollah and Hamas for decades. Today, we are asking the uncomfortable question: why is a Nigerian cleric mourning a foreign leader of extremism? Is it religious sympathy? Or is it because the ATM in Tehran just got disconnected? Let's dive into the fallout. Political analyst Deji Adeyanju didn't hold back. He immediately called Gumi out, stating that the Sheikh is crying because his sponsor is gone. It's a serious accusation. Adeyanju pointed out the glaring hypocrisy. Gumi calls a man who funded global terror a lucky soul, yet stays notoriously silent when Christians are massacred in Plateau or Benue State. For years, Gumi has been the loudest advocate for dialogue and amnesty for bandits in the Northwest. He's traveled to their camps and negotiated on their behalf. But now that the architect of Iran's global proxy network is dead, Gumi's panic suggests that his interests might go far beyond local peacemaking. Is he worried about a vacuum in funding for anti-Western narratives in Nigeria? The pattern is certainly starting to look like a map. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the history of Iranian influence in Nigeria. We all know Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki and the Islamic movement of Nigeria, which has been openly modeled after Iran's revolution for decades. But Gumi operates in a similar ideological space, consistently opposing Western military cooperation. In December 2025, when US airstrikes hit ISIS camps in Sokoto, Gumi was the one shouting that Nigeria should cut ties with America. He claimed US operations would turn Nigeria into a war zone, but he conveniently forgot to condemn the terrorists the US was actually hitting. Now, with Khamenei gone, the entire Iranian proxy network is in chaos. Funding for charitable foundations and mosques that promote Iran's brand of Islam is now uncertain. If you're a cleric who benefits from that network, you have every reason to be sweating. The biggest takeaway here is that the rules have changed. Khamenei was arguably the most protected man in the world of Islamic extremism, defended by an entire national military and the Revolutionary Guard. And yet, he was gone in 24 hours. Gumi should realize that political protection from northern governors only goes so far in 2026. The current international climate under leaders like Trump and Netanyahu shows a zero-tolerance policy for terrorist sympathizers. If American and Israeli intelligence decide someone is a threat to regional stability, they don't wait for a committee meeting, they act. Gumi's panic might be a realization that the untouchable status of extremist-aligned clerics has officially expired. This brings us to the core debate for our Things They Happen community. Should the Nigerian government investigate Gumi's financial and ideological ties to Iran, or is he just a cleric with an opinion whose words are being overanalyzed? I want to hear your professional takes. Type investigate if you think this is a national security issue, or freedom if you think he has the right to mourn whoever he wants. Also, why do you think certain clerics are silent during local massacres but loud during foreign assassinations? Drop your analysis below, and don't forget to subscribe for the truth they don't want you to see. At the end of the day, Nigeria's security must come first. When a local leader aligns himself with a foreign sponsor of destabilization, it's no longer a religious issue, it's a survival issue. We will keep an eye on how this develops and whether the DSS starts asking some very specific questions. I am your host for Things They Happen. Stay informed, stay alert, and never trust a peacemaker who mourns a warmonger. See you in the next one.